Hello everyone, and welcome to another Forgotten Realms traditional draft. So this time it is best of three. This is also my 64th event. So I'm counting all my premier drafts, traditional drafts, sealed deck events, and the draft challenges. So that's event number 64 of a limited event of Forgotten Realms, and next one will be 65th, and I'm gonna open all the packs. Uh, After that. That will be releasing tomorrow, that video, and also I will have the pack opening video releasing at the same time as that final draft. I mean, it's not going to be final draft of the set. I will continue drafting this set, but I'm going to complete my set completion series. I'm more likely to complete the set entirely than not. Alright, Orcus, Prince of Undeath is obviously an insane bomb red, which I'm gonna take here. Other reasonable first picks are the Bruenor, and I do like the White Dragon as well, but this rare is just better than anything, and it's also the best color combination, so I would rather draft a black red because it has so many strong cards. Now this pack, look at this. Basically all the black and red cards are playable, and maybe the weakest ones here are like Unexpected Windfall and Clattering Skeletons, and they are also completely playable. So I think the question is between the Hulking Bugbear, Grim Bounty, maybe even a Skullport Merchant. But I think Grim Bounty is just too good here. I mean, it's just killing a creature and then getting a treasure token this is probably the I mean, if not the best, one of the best 4-mana common removals. I mean, because of course black has had a lot of variations for this effect. So 4-mana sorcery, destroy target creature, or nowadays also planeswalker, and the rider to create a treasure token. That's really one of the best there can be. Alright, so here I'm just taking another Grim Bounty, why not? And hopefully now this also makes it pretty easy to just splash the Orcus here, because I already have 2 treasure makers, so I'm definitely, if I don't end up black-red as my main colors, I will most likely be playing black. Hopefully I don't have to abandon black after picking 2 Grim Bounties. These are not really splashable because they are double casters, but now I will be playing the Orcus most likely, unless I move to some complete different color combination that doesn't feature a black or red. But I don't know what would have to happen. I would have to have some amazing rare pass to me from some other color, and obviously that didn't happen. This pack though is weak. Wow, this is really weak. I mean, I'm not even sure what the best card is. Maybe like a Charmed Sleep is the best card here. So I could be blue-black, splashing for Orcus. I could take You Find Some Prisoners. This is also... I don't necessarily want to main deck this card, but it's a reasonable sideboard card, and this is a traditional draft. Herald of Hadar is just not the kind of 5-drop I usually want to be playing. I'd rather pick some other color card, maybe like a Basilisk or the Charmed Sleep. I think I'll take the Charmed Sleep because it is the best card in the pack. If blue keeps on being open, I can just play blue-black splashing for Orcus. Now here there are good black and red cards. I'm gonna stick to black and red now. I think the Vampire Spawn is my choice. It could be Deadly Dispute, it could be the Earth Cult Elemental, but pack 1, pick 5 is pretty early for a 6-drop. You don't want to play that many of them, so I can find some kind of 6-drops later on, and they are not really even that necessary. So I think the Vampire Spawn being, I mean, I have a removal, Orcus, maybe a creature over Deadly Dispute, but the Deadly Dispute would be fine too. I mean, it's either of them. They're pretty, I mean, I consider them quite strong both. Well, not, well, yeah, let's say better than average cards. The cards I'm always willing to play in my black deck. Now, another Vampire Spawn or a Lightfoot Rogue. Having multiple Vampire Spawns would mean like cards like Feign Death would be nice picks, and they can come pretty late. But Lightfoot Rogue is just also a fantastic 2-drop, and I have no 2-drops yet, so I think I'll take the 2-drop here. It's a very aggressive, bad on defense, just a 2-1, but very good on offense, of course. And well, I usually try to be curbing out with my limited decks, and unless I get something very specific, like in my draft not too long ago, maybe it was not exactly the previous one, but the previous, it was my previous traditional draft, where I had a couple of Tash has hideous laughters, so that of course made me able to draft a deck that is not exactly going to, well, of course, curve out in the sense that I want to play things on curve, but also it didn't have to play like aggressive 2-drops at all. Unlike in most decks, you want to have 2-drops that can start the aggression. Right, so Fate Reversal, Cleric Class, Rhyme Shield, Frost Giant, Spade Dagger for the sideboard. I have one Vampire Spawn. If I did pick the other one, maybe the Cleric Class would be slightly more interesting. But I think I'll take the Rhyme Shield Frost Giant. I have the Charmed Sleep, so if I go blue-black, that's completely fine. Now there's the Feign Death I was talking about. I'm starting to regret picking the Vampire Spawn. But that said, I have no more than one 2-drop, and I definitely need them. So it was good to pick the 2-drop in the end. Now the Sepulchral Goal, I'm not a big fan of this card when you don't have, those stealing effects. So I think I'll just take the Feign Death over the Sepulchral Goal. I have one Vampire Spawn, maybe I can find more. Alright, here I'll take just a Soul Knife Spy. I think I'm gonna, play blue-black. Splashing for the Orcus here. So, yeah, this is a nice 3-drop. Let's take it. And yeah, that 2-drop isn't that great. I'd just rather play the Clattering Skeletons, actually. Now that I am not playing red here, oh, that was a very nice late Evolving Wilds helping with the splash, but I was saying that now that I'm not playing red as my main color, I will put additional value to cards that can generate treasures. Now I did pass the Deadly Dispute, but now that it's sure that I'm not playing red. Well, it's not quite sure if I open a red bomb, maybe I can still be black-red, but it's quite likely that I will only splash that thing. I don't think the split the party is that good. Well, I get to pick it now. Am I gonna want to have it over the card draw spell? I don't have any card draw really. I actually take the Sudden Insight rather than the Bounce. The Bounce is just not very good, I don't think. I opened the red rare, but it's unplayable, so yeah, there are some nice red 2-drops. So what I could do, I could still kind of force black-red, but I do like the blue cards I have here. And it's really not that hard to splash for the Orcus. And here the pick is, well, it could be the Death Priest of Miracle. I don't have a lot of die rolling, so this is not the pick here. But it's gonna be very easily Thieves' Tools for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's pretty good with the Soul Knife Spy. I mean, it's amazing with it. And then it gives me a treasure I can use to cast the Orcus. So 2 reasons to pick it. So a Sudden Insight I usually maybe like more as a sideboard card, and this is, like I said, best of 3 event, so sideboarding is relevant. Silver Raven not maybe for this deck. Herald of Hadar also a card I'm not willing to main deck. That's the reason I have these on-color cards in my sideboard currently. Now Reaper's Talisman is the obvious pick here. Such an amazingly good artifact. All the other good cards in the pack, I wouldn't mind picking the drop here. Deadly Dispute, Blue Dragon. Because with treasures, you play black-blue, you have black treasure generating cards. I already have picked a couple of them, actually 3 of them, so it's easier to get the 7-drop happen in that case. But I'm not picking it over the Reaper's Talisman, of course, which is easily one of the top uncommons in the set. Okay, here, a weak pack. I think it's between Clever Conjurer and something like a Baleful Beholder. I do like to have this in my sideboard for against some enchantments. But is it gonna be a pick 3 here? Clever Conjurer, I wouldn't mind playing like one of them. Untaps lands to accelerate into maybe some expensive plays, if nothing else. And yeah, I'd still have the option to go black-red, but picking the Tiger Tribe Hunter, hoping to get the Price of Loyalty back. But I don't think I'm gonna go there now. I do have the Thieves' Tools already, which is good with a Soul Knife Spy, so I'll just stick to this combination. Now, it's not a surprise that red is open to this direction, because obviously I didn't really pass any red, so I will pass these to my right, and hopefully the blue and black will be open in pack number 3 as well. So Sepulchral Goal, still not interesting. I'll just take the Talisman. Who knows, maybe I'll play it. I will put it to the deck now, but it's very easily going to be among the first cuts. Right, well, I'll take the Deadly Dispute here. Someone who's drafting green has a choice between 2 excellent uncommons. That's not my concern, but those are very good cards. Alright, Grim Bounty number 3. Another Tiger Trap Hunter. Wow. Well, I'm very happy to pick Pick 6 Grim Bounty. That is really, really nice. Alright, so Pixie Guide as a defensive 2-drop. I haven't still got a lot of 2-drops. There's another Thieves Tools, but I could play in some decks 2 of these, but I haven't really like the Soul Knife Spy, the only very good target for it, so to sort of equip target. And I do need still 2-drops, and I'll take the Pixie Guide for that reason. It's also pretty okay with the Reaper's Talisman. Now, again, option to pick a Sepulchre Goal, but Spear Dagger, I like it as a sideboard card. Yeah, this is mostly like a 2-mana 2-1. Yeah, it has some utility always with the sacrifice thing, but 2-mana 2-1, not good. I'm not taking it. Well, I even like this thing more because at least at 6 mana this can, gets you some nice value. So is there anything good to copy with the Trickster's Talisman? Oh wow, the drop came back. Fantastic. So no, I don't think I have that amazing creatures to copy. So I don't really, and the +1/+1 boost is like okay, but not necessarily worth the card. So I think the Talisman will be cut among the first cards. These are already in my sideboard, waiting for maybe to be put in the main deck after, well, during sideboarding. I have an entire pack left and I'm at what, 19 non-lands. Quite low on creatures though, but I will find more of those. So I'm of course going to pick more cards than the required 23, and Trickster's Talisman is the first card to go away. I do like the Feign Death, especially if I find more Vampire Spawns. Yeah, actually I do like all the cards here. Maybe the cuttable other cards are... Wait a minute, I'm not playing 2 of these, never. Should I take a Price of Loyalty away? I'll just take the uncommon. So I need 4 more cards. So if I have 4 creatures, it's gonna be 13 creatures. Then I'm gonna cut the Trickster's Talisman, maybe another creature. Yeah, I will find enough creatures here. And I can cut some of the worst creatures to maybe get some better. But obviously if I find a good removal spell, I'm still most likely picking it. Spade Dagger number 2, alright. And yeah, there's a Grim Bounty number 4. Also, the pack doesn't have a lot of going on, so for my colors at least, there's a good red card. Is this the 3rd Bruenor I see in this draft? Because I feel like I had in the pack 1, the one where I picked the Orcus, I think that had Bruenor, and I'm pretty sure I saw another Bruenor later in the draft, but I didn't get the triple Bruenor deck this time. But yeah, Grim Bounty easy. That's all the 4-mana cards I need. I don't actually want to pick any creatures that are 4-mana because I already have 1 4-mana creature and 4 Grim Bounties. That's enough stuff to do on turn 4 and well, later as well. But the Grim Bounties make the Orcus splash very easy. So because of the Evolving Wilds, I will be playing 1 mountain, but that's all I need. Okay then. There is the Blue Dragon. There's a Warlock class, and there's the Vampire Spawn. There's another Thieves Tools, but I don't think this is the kind of deck. Like I said, not the kind of deck that wants 2 of those Thieves Tools. I do like the Vampire Spawn, but actually with the Clever Conjurer and with such an high amount of treasure generating, I think I'll take the Blue Dragon here. I have 1 5-drop, I have the Orcus, which can be just a 4-mana card also. Yeah, I can take this expensive dragon here. The Vampire Spawn would be my other pick over the Warlock class. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the Hideous Laughters, not this time. Okay, Soul Knife Spy or a Horde Robber. I like them both here. I like it. I would want to have the 2-drop too, but Soul Knife Spy. I'll take the Spy. Maybe I'm a bit too... I value it too much or something, but I just can't help but keep picking on them. Now though, maybe I'll take a Vampire Spawn over it. Kind of like diversify a bit. Having 2 of both might be better too. having 3 and 1, because sometimes I might have like both in my hand when I can play only one. I'd like to have the option to play the one that's better for the board situation. And these are, I mean, these are both good cards. There's not really that big of a power level difference there. Now I have to take the Mind Sorcerer with 4 Grim Bounties, and what else? I have 6 total instant and sorceries. What are the other ones? Feign Death. What's the 5th one? Deadly Dispute. Okay, I can return any of that, so let's just take it. And that's pretty heavy curve, but and that's now 24 cards. So the Trickster's Talisman, that's just gonna go. It would be sweet with the Blue Dragon, but no. When I have the Blue Dragon on the battlefield, it's already gonna be a good situation. So currently this would be the deck, but I'm maybe just... Oh wait, why are you teasing me? Grim Bounty number 5. Also something great for some green drafter. Well, I'm taking all the Grim Bounties, whatever. I'm gonna cut the Clattering Skeletons. Just don't need that 4-drop after having 5 Grim Bounties. And yeah, the 12 creatures is completely enough here. Grim Wanderer, like a Grim theme deck here. Grim Bounty, Grim Wanderer. So I could have a 6th of these, but it's gonna be a Grim Wanderer, right? Yeah, a 5 is going to be plenty enough. I can maybe even cut the Charmed Sleep here. It's just worse than the Grim Bounty. And I can sideboard it in if it feels like I need all the removal. Let's do like this. Pebble. I already also have passed a lot of these great green cards, but also to both directions. So I'm not sure, is anyone drafting even green? Maybe like one person. Well, I take the 2-drop, but I don't think I'm gonna main deck it. I can sideboard it in if opponent has a very aggressive deck, and I just want to have some 2-drops. Usually a God Approach is a very nice sideboard card, especially against Price of Loyalty. It can do some work. Alright, Vampire Spawn now. Warlock class. No, I'll take the Spawn. But I again have to cut a card. I mean, okay, there's a Horde Dropper too, and this is gonna get very difficult to cut some cards here. I got pretty nice stuff, so I guess the Arcane Investigator goes away now. I do like the Feign Death, especially with triple Vampire Spawn. It's gonna be played here for sure. Clever Conjurer I like because of all my expensive cards. Feign Death Talisman, of course, gonna be played. I'm not playing 16 lands. I will play 17 lands. Yeah, I'm gonna play 2 of those. I got a lot of Arcane Investigators. Now, okay, I don't think the sideboard has anything I'm gonna main deck. Nope, it doesn't. So, how about this? One card I'm gonna cut. I know the Feign Death is completely a cuttable card. It's also something I really like with the cards I have here. The Rhyme-Sealed Frost Giant. I'm gonna play it. Okay, so I guess I could cut one of the Vampire Spawns in the end. I mean, of course, the 2-drops are not that great. This is, by the way, not a 2-drop. Let's put it for here, for instance. 1, 2, 3 creatures on turn 2. Actually, that is a low amount of creatures. Wait a minute, I still have a card to cut here even. Okay, I have to cut the Vampire Spawn now. So this would be 23, but that's a very low amount of early plays. I do like the Clever Conjurer here, but is it really that necessary in the end? Maybe I will cut it in the end and play the Arcane Investigator just to have an extra 2-drop here, nothing else. Yeah, Feign Death could be, but no, I'm not cutting it. I'm playing this deck, and if opponent is like having an aggressive curve, I will then adjust. I have more Vampire Spawns I can play, and these 2 trees. Yeah. Yeah, this is the deck. So what are the basic lands? There's not a lot of blue, by the way, I just realized. Okay, that's funny. Actually, blue wasn't... Well, maybe blue was open, but the quality of the blue cards is just so much worse than the quality of black cards that I mostly cut some blue stuff here, although I did cut some playable black too. So I have to make a decision if I actually want to ignore. No, I don't want to lose the 2-drops. If I cut blue, more blue here, I would replace with the vampire spawn and... no, I want to have the 2-drops here. So... Yeah, and I like the Thieves tools with the double soul life spy with the Horde Robber. Pretty sweet, actually. So this is the deck, and I will be playing... I have so much treasure generating that I don't really worry about having the double blue here. But I do want to have blue available on turn 2, so I'm feeling like it maybe should just be 8-8 basic lands, even though I don't really need that many islands in this deck. Maybe it's gonna be 9. Okay, it's gonna be 9-7. Plus the Evolving Wilds, that still gives me 8 out for a blue source on turn 2. So yep, let's take this one, 7 those, and 8 swamps. Let's take some Forgotten Realms ones. I have to admit, I'm not that big fan of the art in most of these lands. I think this I like most. This gives me a very creepy swamp feeling. So let's take these. So that's 9 swamps. Should be no problem finding a black source for my plenty of black cards. I have 16 black cards in the deck. Okay, so this is the main deck. Let's see if I'm gonna use these other cards during sideboarding. Okay, well, okay, I'm happy I put the 9 swamps here because I have now, what, 7 islands? So I have only 4 islands left to draw. So if I'm drawing any lands, they are more likely to be swamps like that. Alright, so I can just play this now. Just get the swamp right away, not wasting any time on their turn. And then, well, which 2-drop I play, it really depends on what they're gonna play here. If they have a Horde Robber, I'm absolutely playing my Horde Robber. If they have nothing, I kind of like the Horde Robber still, because that has a chance to generate me some treasure. Okay. Of course, any 3-drop will be able to block this. So, it's not very high likelihood to be able to connect here, but at least I forced the opponent to make some kind of a play. Okay, well, that's that. Well, I have a blocker for it at least. And then I have a Grim Bounty into a Mind Sorcerer, which can get me the Grim Bounty back. There's gonna be a 55% chance to even get it in my hand instead of wasting a draw step. Let's see if they have a Thieves Tools. So it's a blue-black mirror. Okay, they might have something like the grasp thing, the thing that says -2, -0, but of course I'm not gonna give them a free card, so let's see what it's gonna be. Can be a Feign Death too. I can't imagine them trading here. I mean, the Soul Life Spy is better than the Lightfoot Rogue, so they have a way to save it, I'm sure. Okay, Deadly Dispute. That is really fantastic. I mean, that was like the best outcome for me. Okay, well now I understand why they made the play though, but I have a Grim Bounty to get rid of that guy, and I actually will get a free... Well, they have 1 mana. Devour Intellect, they get to... Wow. Man, well, I have the Mind Sorcerer, but well, I'm not gonna... This is always gonna have death touch. I even drew a land here. I wish I'd... Wait a second. I didn't even realize they actually killed the Mind Sorcerer there. Wow. Well, now it doesn't matter so much that I drew a land here, because I have a play now for this turn. So I guess they just didn't want me to get the 2-for-1 there. But I'm actually happy about this. I was getting rid of the 5-3. Although, yeah, I guess the Mind Sorcerer would have been able to block it anyway. So yeah. Anyway, this can always attack, but so sadly the Soul Life Spy won't be going through that thing. Do they want to have a trade here? If they trade, that would be very good for me. Now I'm flooding here, so maybe if I draw my 2 mana 2-1 that can draw cards at 6 mana, wouldn't be a bad draw now. And of course I can draw Orcus, I can draw my Blue Dragon, I can draw the 4-5. That's gonna be annoying though. Lands will be actually... I'm gonna be in a bit of trouble maybe if they are going to, if I'm gonna draw more lands. So they choose to make this unblockable, I guess. I can double block it and lose only the Soul Knife Spy here. Although that does mean that my... Okay, they have something for the Soul Knife Spy. So they're not gonna make it unblockable, right? No, they are not. So I have the option to... Wait a minute, they targeted... Oh, they really messed up. Because they targeted my Soul Knife Spy, they thought it can't block, but of course the creature can't be blocked. So I could now double block. But honestly, I'd rather draw a card here. So I'll take the 4 here. I feel like that's just so much better here. Oh well, I didn't even actually need to. But hey, I can make a treasure token here. That's not useless at all. Yeah, the opponent really messed up there with that thing. But it doesn't, actually in the end it didn't matter. They got the outcome they wanted to. But now I will deal here a bunch of damage here, of course, and draw a card. Well, I'm not necessarily going to draw a card, but if they sump block with Cridle, I don't mind at all. Okay, I have a lot of mana because of the treasures, and I have a Grim Bounty which I'm going to use. I don't care about this guy. I'm gonna use the Grim Bounty right away. Maybe they have a Deadly Dispute, but nah, they don't have it. So now I have the Soul Knife Spy Thieves Tools combination here. They can attack with this and they get what, Scry, drain 1 life, all that, mill something, but they have a bunch of questions on my side of the battlefield they need to answer. Beholder, okay, that's fine. That's really fine because the Lightfoot Rogue shows its strength as an offensive creature. They just, I mean, this trades with any blocker, so it's not really ideal for them to have a 6-5 big creature. And now they went for the attack here even. So yeah, they get to drain 1, they get to scry, and they mill me once. But I can draw a card with the Soul Knife Spy, and the Lightfoot Rogue can still attack. So okay, that was a swamp, so happy to not draw the swamp. And a Grim Bounty here, so let's just... because I have plenty of them, let's use them. And of course I did want to get rid of the 6-5 here. And they might attack, okay, I don't mind. Drawing some cards, again I can cast all the spells I will draw here. The drop here, when it deals combat damage to a player, am I going to do this here? It will gain them 1 life too. I can go to Tomb of Annihilation, which I think I would go to. I don't think that making them go to... Yeah, well, okay, fine. Let's do it like this. I will go to Tomb of Annihilation. Make them lose a life. So now it's really going to be tough for them to beat all that stuff. Especially when I have the Thieves Tools, all my creatures can be unblockable. Well, actually, Lightfoot Rogue might not be if it rolls 20, because then it would have 5 power and this would no longer apply, but the 20 is pretty good roll for it. Okay, so blue-black. Okay. Should keep in mind they have the Grim Wanderer. I need to avoid giving them good value. And they have a Deadly Dispute, which means Charmed Sleep isn't gonna be played. At least against Grim Bounty they need to have the mana up right away. If I Charmed Sleep something, they can at any later point just use the Deadly Dispute for good value. Yeah, they have the 3-2 thing I absolutely want to block, so I do want to have the 2, at least 1 Arcane Investigator, and I actually think another one should be played instead of the Pixie Guide. I didn't see a Horde Dropper here, for instance. So I think I'm gonna play this over Pixie Guide, just because this is able to block the Soul Knife Spy profitably. And what else? Is there something else? Clattering skeletons better than the vampire. Is the vampire spawn that important in here? It doesn't seem like they are very aggressive. And the 2-3 might not be that great. Maybe I won't be playing it, and maybe I'll play like the clattering skeletons instead. At least this can, you know, fight with the Herald of Hadar I saw from them. I have, of course, 5 Grim Bounties, so I don't have to worry about too much about their creatures. But I feel like maybe the vampire spawn isn't that great, although it can also block the Soul Knife Spy. Maybe the skeletons was a bad. Okay, fine. Let's have the spawn here. And this is it. Let's just make that small little change. No, that cannot be kept. Will they mulligan too? And this is, well, funny hand. I won't be keeping the island here. And I don't know yet if I'm gonna want to have a swamp or the mountain with this. Although Green Bounties can give me the red mana, but now I just drew a swamp, so. I do have some double blues here still. Yeah, I guess I'll just get the island here now, because I have to do 2 Green Bounties, so if I have only 1 red card in the deck, so I only need to save 1 treasure. Oh, they have a treasure vault here. That's, well, I don't play red, but that's a pretty risky one, because this is an artifact land. This can be killed with the, well, anything that kills an artifact, but for example, the red 3 mana 2/2, killing an opponent's treasure vault could be pretty funny. Okay, Warlock class. So that might mean I'm gonna sideboard in my Beholder. Okay, let's see if I draw any creatures for my Reaper's Talisman. My deck doesn't have a lot of creatures, so it's not really that big of a surprise that I have none currently. At least I have a couple of Grim Bounties. Although if they have a Soul Knife Spy now, that would be annoying, because I have no way to deal with it right away. Or do they go for the Warlock class activation? Nope. Deadly Dispute. Oh, they sacrificed their land. Now that's a brave thing to do. This early in the game. Of course it's reasonable late in the game, but they just destroyed their land drop. Devour Intellect. Okay, I see. And they even sacrifice. I take this trade any day. I mean, they just also burned the treasure there. And I finally drew a creature. This is equipped too, so I can't move it now. But they just sacrificed the treasure vault and then used the treasure that they got. So they can play at most a 3 mana spell right now. Okay then. Yeah, this is let's just say it's a bit different than in the premier drafts in the Platinum and Diamond and Mythic ranks. It's a bit different indeed, because I don't think players in those ranks would have made those plays. I mean, of course, I don't know what they're having in hand. Maybe it was the best line of play they had available, but it's really, really punishing to so early in the game sacrifice willingly one of your own lands. Shortcut Seeker. Well, I have removal for that thing. I'm gonna just do it so that they don't block the Investigator. Actually, I don't want the Investigator to die, because next turn I can draw a card with it if I still just, you know, draw lands. Unless I absolutely need to use the drop on something. Cridle. Well, I can use drop on that, but I think it's time to draw cards. Well, let's see what else they do. They still have 2 mana up. Thieves' Tools, alright. I think I'm just gonna offer the trade and draw the cards. And hope that I will draw something good. High roll, so I get to choose from 3. Well, wow. I want them all actually. But the best is gonna be the Prime Shield Frost Giant, right? with Ward 3 they are gonna have very much trouble killing it. And I can kill this thing with the Precipitous drop. Mimic. Alright, that's also a card that is not that impressive. Another Thieves' Tools and they sacrifice the Mimic. I mean, I don't want to, you know, kinda talk, you know, bad about my opponents. It's clear that this opponent is not really that experienced in either drafting or in Magic in general. But they just played the Mimic, which they had no reason to play now, and just played the, I mean, maybe, no, I mean, the Mimic was fine, but they didn't need to play the other Thieves' Tools, sacrificing the Mimic, which actually at least could represent to be a, you know, a 3/3 creature. So they just played another Thieves' Tools, which is completely redundant here, by sacrificing the Mimic there, but I mean, it's barely gonna matter here. They do have 7 mana, so this could be removed. But hey, they don't have actually... Oh, their hand is empty, so yeah. I got my dragon also. Maybe I should play the dragon, but I wanna just... I mean, this is gonna drop them to 4, so they're gonna be in the jump block region now. And even if they jump block, they're gonna lose 2 life. Okay, well that's just game then. Alright, so yep, yeah, it's... I mean, it's clear that this was a very easy match now. I can say that, and I hope that the opponent will, of course, keep on drafting and keeps on improving. Maybe checks out some strategy from somewhere, and it will be a lot more fun to play draft events when you have a good chance to win your matches. That was both the card choices in the deck and the play choices during the games were maybe not the kind of choices that give them the best chance to win victory. And okay, oh man, I'll go first. I do have some potential to play some cards on curve. Yeah, I just don't think this hand is really... I mean, if I had something like my bomb rare here, but maybe yeah, but this is not good enough. I'm gonna mulligan. Just hope I don't get something like a one lander, and at least I got... Opponent did mulligan too. Not an ideal hand, but it's okay. So I'm not, even though it's double caster, I want to save the Grim Bounty. And the question is, do I want to have a Deadly Dispute or the Feign Death up here? Both are kind of reactive spells. I think I like the Dispute a bit more. Although the Feign Death can be okay when they are about... Okay, actually I'm doing the Feign Death, because if this is just going to be about to trade with the opponent's creature, and hopefully opponent is tapped out at that point, then I can have this come back as a 4/3. But it's of course a bit risky, but I need to just... Oh, that's going to be great if I... Yeah, I really need to draw the swamp now. Okay, they have a Horde Dropper. Well, I have a blocker for that. And look at this. My deck has actually 7 islands, so out of them... 14 lands left in my deck at that point. Only 4 of them were. So there were 10 non-island lands and 4 islands, and I still drew just an island. So if they can kill the Soul Knives by now, it's gonna be annoying. If not... Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for it. I drew nothing I can play. Okay, they have a Sign of Stitch, yeah. So be it. At least it will untap on the next turn. They will get 1 treasure token here, and I'm just stuck on blue. The Aberrant Mind Chaser wasn't that bad of a draw. Of course, I can get the Grim Bounty back, or maybe Feign Death. Okay, that won't untap. Oh, another Deadly Dispute would be a lot better. Oh, come on. I had 3 islands and 10 non-island lands here. Wow. I'm gonna play this thing. I'm never gonna cast these black spells. I need these board presence to at least try to keep up here, but man, this is... Yeah, I had 7 islands in the deck, so now I have 2 islands, 9 swamps, and then 1 Evolving Wilds. Yep, you can kill it. This is a nice game. Come on. I mean, even a swamp doesn't even do anything currently, and they have a card. Another blue-black mirror. Why can't I have... Okay, so now this was a funny thing. So this is my 6th island out of 7 islands in the deck. I had 2 islands. Now the remaining deck has 1 island and 10 other lands. Yeah, okay, I'm just... That's enough. That is enough. Problem is that I can't even draw anything that amazing. Well, I guess I could have gotten the Frost Giant, but really? That was just a game I don't need to continue when I just don't have fun at all when this kind of draws happen, and it's very unlikely that I'm gonna win. Yeah, it was possible, but they have this thing that makes stuff unblockable. I mean, honestly, I didn't have that good of a chance to win. If I draw a Rhyme Shield Frost Giant, they can still continue attacking because of the Cradle, and then the Grim Bounty is still a long way coming because I need 2 swamps for that, maybe 1 with Thieves' Tools, but yeah, it's really... I mean, I could have played like a couple of turns there still. I just didn't want to. Okay, so they have a Horde Robber. I want to be able to block that. Well, I can block with the Pixie Guide. The Arcane Investigator, not so much. Of course, I will be on the play on this game, so... So I saw a Grim Bounty that also makes the Feign Death pretty reasonable card to play. Clattering Skeletons. No, guess it's Spade Dagger that can kill the Sign of Stygia. I'll just keep the same deck, I think. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting that at what was it, like at 6 lands I had 5 all islands. Anyway, let's just have a... Now I have actually a hand I can keep. No 2-drop, but that's fine. I have a 3-drop. If I draw any land, I can play the Grim Bounty, and that will enable the Orcus as well. And I even drew a 2-drop here. Now I need only any land here to be good to go. Tools, okay, that can be bad if they have... Well, if they have a Soul Knife Spy, I was gonna say, but now I can kill it with the Grim Bounty. That's what they have. And I'm not going to tolerate that. 1 second. No Feign Death, that could have been there. And next turn I can play the Frost Giant, and the other Grim Bounty will still give me the Orcus. Of course I can just draw an island, but I have the treasure for the double blue here. Pixie Guide. I mean, when I'm winning the race so easily here, the Pixie Guide is actually going to be somewhat relevant of a... Okay. Somewhat relevant of a, clock here in the air. They chose to not play anything. Well, I'm not doing anything pre-combat. I will attack and see what is their play. I have no idea, but... Oh, of course the sign, I forgot it. It exists. Now it locks down this thing. So I will attack for 1 here and play the Frost Giant. I could play the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer, but to play this Swamp is enough. I wanna play the... If I have to sacrifice my treasure, I'm gonna play either the double blue or the red card in here. And I don't feel like playing the red card quite yet, but I do... Well, this has, of course, multiple modes. Well, 2 modes, both very good. We will see which is gonna be the most beneficial one. Now this can't be easily removed. They have, what, 6 mana, and this requires 3 extra, so I guess if they have like a power word kill, they can... Well, that works too. Okay. So I have a Deadly Dispute. I think my 6-5 could be sideboarded in now. Yeah, probably. Like I said, 1 swamp is gonna be enough to get the Mind Sorcerer. Let's see. I have actually 2 die rolls, so it's gonna be a higher than 55% chance to get it to my hand. Let's see if that's gonna happen. Yes, it did. The first one didn't go there, but second one did. Alright, so now I think this will untap. If they play anything big, I just kill it, and they know about it, so they might want to not play something big, because it isn't. But, well, they only have 3 cards in the hand. There's not a lot of options. They can bounce one of these, which is fine. And then I can attack for 5 here, because I will kill the Occult Elemental. I might even not need to show the... Might not need to even show the Orcus here. Now the question is, do I want to play the... Yeah, I still have 1 Grim Bounty. I'm playing the Wanderer here. Absolutely. And it's possible I mean, pretty easily win without the Orcus. But even if I need it, this can still create the treasure token. Another wanderer. Sorry, air cult elemental. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So, well, I'll kill it, and this time I can play the wanderer without sacrificing, because I just a treasure, because I just got a island here. So they have air cult elementals, but definitely I'm not playing the charmed sleep here. This can bounce also their own creature. So now this is most likely win. They need to kill the wanderer, do something about the wanderer, and then both of these together are gonna be lethal. So in addition to that, they need to deal with one of these other guys. Okay, so what about... So they have multiple of these 2/5s. Is something bad with it? Don't necessarily think there is anything too bad. My vampire spawns will not do a lot, but then again these are 6 drops. And I have all the grim bounties too. What else? I mean, it's not like the 4/3 is gonna be that great against the 2/5 either. You see a god approach. No, but with the charmed sleep, I think I'm gonna play my... Oh, sorry. I was fool. I somehow, even in the previous, at least before too, I thought I had the 6/5, but I never picked the beholder thing that can make the opponent sacrifice an enchantment. I only saw it in a draft, but I picked something over it, and I guess I assumed I'm gonna have it here. Well, I don't, so I can't sideboard in the thing that makes the opponent sacrifice an enchantment. But I still have Deadly Dispute if they are using Charmed Sleep. So do I want to... Well, I'm on the draw here. So yeah, I'm on the draw, so I need to have the blockers for that. I think I'm gonna play the Arcane Investigator and maybe sideboard out something like maybe my own Hoard Robber. I want to block any Soul Knife spies they might have. Don't really know. Hoard Robber is good with the Thieves' Tools though. Man. I wanna play my 5 drops the Dragon. Fine. I'll lose the Hoard Robber. Not sure I like it, but it's done. The Hoard Robber can't block the Soul Knife spies. That was the reason. Okay, well... Man. Fine, I'll keep it. The Reaper's Talisman is so good. If I just draw some creatures... Well, I'm gonna get the mountain right away. I'm gonna surprise them that I have a mountain here. Definitely I need to thin my deck. I don't wanna... Oh. Okay, doesn't matter actually, but... Yeah, I didn't put the mountain in the deck. It doesn't matter, I have so much. I mean, maybe it's even not necessary. Now that I think of it, it probably is just unnecessary. It probably is unnecessary, actually, because of so many treasures here. But yeah, I really thought I had a mountain in here. Wow. Well, at least it didn't punish me. Too bad they got the free that thing here. So now if they can kill the vampire spawn, I will be in trouble. But, I mean, of course I'm playing it. But they can maybe even tap it with the Scion. They get to get a treasure and a card. Yeah, that's gonna game over. Okay, so now it's gonna be game over if they find their own Thieves' Tools here. Well, in the meanwhile, I'll play the Rogue. Play the Talisman. Have the Dispute up. Well, there is the Tapper, so... But I still can block the Soul Knife Spy. They will get a free treasure and a free venture. But I can't really... I mean, that's worse. That's less bad than them drawing a card. This is gonna get stuck here, so I'm going to just sacrifice the treasure to draw cards if I don't get something good. Yeah, I think I'm dead if they find their thieves' tools. Hopefully they don't. They scry something on top. Not nice that they can keep it. And then there's another shortcut. Yeah, well, did this start from them? That was way too good. And of course, it is powered by the Horde Robber. Horde Robber on turn 2, which I couldn't prevent getting treasures for them. Yeah, they had played 4-drop, 4-drop, 3-drop, 2, and yeah, look at the amount of cards they have played, and it's only their turn 5. This is way more mana than they could have used from the lands. All the extra treasures here are very good. But I will now, of course, draw 2 cards. Maybe I will find my Orcus. Maybe the dragon will be okay. I have another one of these, but they're still gonna keep they're gonna get at least 1 venture here. 1 additional treasure, and they have a cradle here. Wow. Well, with the dragon, I can try to raise them, but they will get to complete the dungeon at some point. So anyway, this is gonna do this. I'm gonna take some damage here too, but I don't worry about the raise here that much. I have talisman though, that is very strong. Okay, finally I got a Grim Bounty, but I don't need it now. I will just play my 5-5 obviously. Am I even going to attack with the both? I mean, I'm gonna be able to deal 2 here. So dragon is gonna give -3, -2, and -1. So the shortcut seekers get the -3 and -2. -1 will be given to, I guess, the Horde Robber. Some of them guys will be unblockable anyway, so yeah, I have a 5-5 to block here. If they can kill the dragon, I think that's gonna be... Will they even choose that? Well, I guess with the Reaper's Talisman around, they don't wanna fool around and prevent any damage they can. But they didn't actually block with Cradle here. Alright, so yeah, because of the treasure, I do have the mana available for this. And -3, -2, and -1 here, all the damage triggers. And if they want to connect with the cradle, they can do that. Please, no Grim Bounty now. That would be nail in my coffin. They get to drain me for 1. They get to mill me, they get to scry. But they had to use 2 mana. Okay, mill was good because there was a swamp and they scry to bottom. That was good for them, but I'd rather them scry to bottom than rather them scry to bottom than have something good on top of the deck. Now, I have a 2-turn clock here. That's what I have here. Assuming they have nothing in their hand. So this is gonna be unblockable. And this is gonna be... no, it doesn't do the drain. Oh, sorry, I kind of... Yeah, I messed up. The drain doesn't happen, obviously, if I attack with more than 1. But it is... Let's see. The death touch happens. Well, I think I'm... Yeah, I did mess up. I wasn't supposed to equip the Thieves' Tools here. Definitely not. Because I do want to use the Grim Bounty, I think. Or do I want to save it for some kind of a flyer that they might be able to draw? I kind of want to not have Cradle around because they can live with it. They can venture with these things. Yeah, I do need to kill the... Yeah, I wasn't supposed to do this equip here. I made a mistake. Well, I can still equip the Reaper's Talisman, but that will mean that if I find my Orcus, I won't in fact be able to cast it. But I guess I made a mistake and now I'm paying for it. So now they can't make things unblockable. I guess I can give them a treasure if they want to attack with all. Yeah, I'll just drop them to 8 here. This won't be lethal on the next turn, sadly. And I would have had my... So the difference here is that I could have my treasure here still available. So let's not draw the black red thing. Oh, they have that. But that is not that amazing in the end. And they definitely don't want to bounce the vampire spawns. That's actually funny. Do they? Do they want to venture into... Okay, they do want to venture here. But now I actually have a... now they have to jump block the dragon here, right? Yes, they do. Well, that's fine if they jump block it. Because it will have death touch, so it is a jump block. Yeah, they go to 6, and then because of the vampire spawn. If I move around the... yeah, I don't have a lethal here by moving the Reapers. Yeah, and if I attack with both, the drain won't happen. So I'm just gonna make them jump block here. And then I am going to do this thing, and now just move it around. Why not? And yeah, they are in trouble. The Reaper's Talisman, of course. I mean, they had such a great start in here, but I had the Reaper's Talisman, and of course the drawing the dragon was huge there. But I guess I was supposed to draw something against after drawing all the lands, but yeah, Reaper's Talisman, it's really annoying to play against. I've lost to it so many times myself, and I have won with it also a few times. Okay, I can play the spawns. Grim Bounty gives me island, blue sauce, if nothing else. If I don't draw the blue sauce, I'm actually, yeah. The thing about them, wow, this was a good draw. The thing about the mountain is that I actually don't want to play it. Now that I realize I have so much treasure generating in the deck, I don't need a mountain here because I have only one red card. If I had more, oh, this is sweet actually, unless they have removal, but I will try it, because I can Grim Bounty the blocker and then get a card if I want to. But they might have a Precipitous drop there. Okay, you want to... well, that's also a card I want to Grim Bounty anyway, especially when I drew another one, so yeah, this is just great. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, if I had more than one red card, yeah, then I would want to have a mountain here, but I have only the one, so the treasure will be enough, definitely. Oh, the Mind Sorcerer here is gonna... yeah, they have to remove it, and now they have to drop in there, but at least I got one card out of it. Pretty good, and I can continue with my plays here. So if I draw a land, I will play the Mind Sorcerer. If I don't draw a land, I'm not going to sacrifice the treasure for it. So yeah, let's get the... I have a Grim Bounty here, so I will get it back. 55% chance to get it to my hand. I didn't get to my hand, but it's still a good draw. I don't have to. Okay, yeah, I want to. Hopefully the opponent can't mill me in any way. They went to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. They could be like a very venture-focused deck, of course. But this takes a few venturing before the good stuff starts to happen. But then the good stuff is really good. So after the Scry 2, things will be nice. But there's a long way to Scry 2. Okay, well that's one venture there. So this attacks, it only matters, yeah, only if they have completed the dungeon, sure. So they won't be completing this anytime soon. So I'm gonna use my 5 mana so that I play a Vampire Spawn and have the Reaper's Talisman attack. They can't even trade with this thing. Unless they have a 1 black mana card. Feign Death. That has to be Feign Death, right? Oh, it could be the minus the Ray of Enfeeblement, which is gonna be good against white cards. It's only -1/-1 against the Mind Sorcerer, and because it's going to have Death Touch, it doesn't matter if they get a 2-for-1 here. I mean, I get a 2-for-1 if it has a Ray of Enfeeblement. Yeah, these drains are pretty nice combination with basically increasing my clock by additional turn when I have these Vampire Spawns in here. And I still have the Grim Bounties, and they know about the other one. Yeah, Reaper's Talisman doing some work. Well, they have some counter vampire spawns here. Do they want to raise me? I don't think they should, because I can equip the vampire spawn with the talisman and then attack with both. Although that doesn't make sense. Yeah, the drain won't happen if I attack with both. I will just attack with the Mind Sorcerer. And okay, they can. That's a main deck. Divine Smite. Wow, I wouldn't play this in main deck. But that was good for them now. And really no reason to use the Grim Bounties here. Let's just deal 5 here. And getting 2 life is gonna make it's so annoying to race against this, because I mean it's not only that you lose life when you are being attacked with your Reaper's Talisman, but it's so annoying that you can't race back because of the life gain part of it. Alright, so I don't think I want a Green Bounty. I can actually, if I want to, I can play both of these next turn, because I have 1 treasure here and 6 lands. When I play the first one, okay, they have some life gain here. When I play the first one, I will get another treasure, so even if I don't draw a land, I can play both of these. Okay, they gain more life, but that's really... They used 3 mana to gain 3 life and draw a card, which is okay, but they did use half of their available mana. And it's not like they can win me by racing, so they have to basically kill all my creatures. That's the only way to... If you can't kill the Reaper's Talisman, you have to kill all the creatures from the opponent, so that they can't attack with the talisman. Oh, that's not so bad. What? I mean, I guess I'll just... Now they could have the Feign Death, but then they have a Feign Death, and now I will use maybe Grim Bounty post-combat. What do I? Well, let's see. They can have a 5 damage to an attacker. Why can't I remember the card's name? Is it that you see a god approach? Might be. Okay, no Feign Death, only a jump block, because if they go to 4, they're losing the 2 attacks here. Alright, so... I think this... Yeah, now I'm gonna just do this. They didn't have Feign Death for this thing, or maybe... Oh, they actually are saving it for the... Yeah, I was stupid. I mean, maybe not, because there's the Grim Bounty still, but... Now they're gonna get an additional venture. I kinda gave it to them. But I guess my second Grim Bounty will be useful now. So did they go to... Okay, Goblin Bazaar, so... Not to the Twisted Caverns. I can attack with any of my creature here. Yeah, I mean, I realized they have Feign Death, but I kinda still... I mean, if I don't play the Grim Bounty... Maybe it was still okay, because I do have the second one. Okay, White Dragon is no bad, but it's actually just not gonna help them. The Reaper's Talisman is so good. I mean, even when they have these powerful plays here, it's not gonna help them. Are they gonna have another Feign Death? That would be actually... That would be funny. I guess I will see it. So I'm going to attack with the Vampire Spawn only. I will allow them to block here, because if they have another Feign Death, then I get to finish their stuff here. And if they trade, I'm just fine with the trade. I don't care if they trade. If they take the damage, I can play a land and draw cards. So no Feign Death here. Okay, so now I can just still draw cards by sacrificing 1 treasure. That makes sense. And again, because of the Reaper's Talisman gaining me so much life, I don't have to care about them attacking with the Barrowing. I'm not sure if they have a Barrowing, is it a good idea to go to Dungeon of the Mad Mage, because they could complete the other dungeons and have this actually happen, this ability there. Black Dragon kills the Arcane Investigator, not the Mind Sorcerer. Let's draw a card then. Or maybe, well, I will get one card, and now I get to choose because I had a high roll. Dispute, drop, both are good. Well, drop isn't that great against 4/4s. So dispute. Oh, I got my... Oh, that is... Oh, that's insane. That is insane. Yep. I have all the mana. This equip is too. Yep. So there, I'm gonna first kill the dragon because... it doesn't matter. Both of the guys will die anyway because they are forced to block now. So this thing dies. This thing is gonna get equipped and now they have to block. and yeah, the Feign Death also not only synergizes with the Vampire Spawns, but also pretty well with the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. So it's gonna be a 4/5 coming back and I'll get another Grim Bounty here. Even get to... Yeah. I'm just thinking if the Reaper's Talisman... Yeah, I guess it's necessary that it gains Death Touch too. It wouldn't be that amazing if there was only the Drain part. But the Death Touch is making it so miserable to block. Because any blocker will die. Well, okay, so they have dragons here, they have Barrowing. I have to keep in mind the Feign Death. The main deck Divine's Might did work, and they of course will still have it. They are not mulliganing, sideboarding it away. I mean, you want to... Also, one of the things I want to be able to block, and the Pixie Guide isn't good at that. I'm gonna have another Arcane Investigator to block it, and maybe the Vampire Spawn number 2. This doesn't get killed by the Precipitous drop, although it being an 0/1 isn't exactly that powerful either. How about the Hoardrobber? Might also be something that I don't need, especially on the draw. It's very unlikely to do anything, so I mean the only good thing is if I combine it with the Thieves' Tools, but I guess I'm gonna lose it and have the Investigator to have some early blockers here. Maybe the Clattering Skeletons is nice against the Barrowing, can at least block it. By the way, I haven't cast the Orcus Prince of Undeath, and it hasn't been because I haven't had the mana for it. And I'm still not putting the mountain. The resources are enough here. But what's the cut here for the Clattering Skeletons? I do like the 5-drops. I'm not going to cut them. Do like all the 3s here too. Maybe the Clattering Skeletons just can't make it happen. Is the triple Investigator good? Is the Feign Death something I should consider not playing? 20 seconds time I have to be very quick here. I guess... Fine, I will lose that Feign Death. Maybe it's a mistake, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe the 3/2/1s is... And I have also the black 2/1, the rogue that can attack with Death Touch. But 3 Arcane Investigators. But I do wanna... Well, this is gonna be a mulligan. Opponent did mulligan too, though. And this is at least the... Oh, they are going to 5, and I have a very nice 6-card hand here. This is actually very decent, because this Soulknife Spy is gonna die somehow. Well, it can die when I'm on, tapped out, but... If it would die in combat, of course I can play the Grim Wanderer that turn. But yeah, they mulligan to 5. They at least have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, so one of their lands does double work as producing mana and then being a threat later in the game. But do they... What is their turn 3 play? Okay, so no play. This is activation of 4. Yeah, they need 5 lands total to make this an untapped blocker. Okay, they didn't kill it. So I'm smelling a Precipitous drop for this thing. But I guess that will use their entire next turn if they have that. But they have something now too. This is not even... This activation wasn't up. Vampire spawn. Okay, so with the Grim Wanderer, I'm just gonna, of course, trade here. And they definitely taking the trade here, and then I can play my 5-3. And now with the Arcane Investigator, it's... Oh, actually, I could have considered to... there was a consideration to attack with both. Because then if they block these, I get to draw a card, and then I still get to play the Grim Wanderer. This time I don't have anything to return, but next turn I can start drawing cards here. But I think I'm still offering the trade here. The Death Priest of Miracle is pretty annoying actually, and they didn't even want to trade with it. 3-4. Yeah, because I haven't even in my hand any spell to return. I just play this as a 3-4 for 5. I am threatening their life total here also. Beholder is... Well, it actually has to trade with the Grim Wanderer. Can't imagine them being happy about it. Now I have 5 Grim Bounties in the deck. So maybe I just draw one of them. Well, that's not a bad draw. Also, I'm pretty tempted to... Well, let's see if they block here. They might not block. Then I, of course... Well, now that they did block, their Frost Giant is gonna be the correct play here. But yeah, they mulliganed 5, so they only have 2 cards left. So this is really, I mean, unfortunate for them. But I've been in the situation too. You know, sometimes that happens, and my deck is of course pretty strong. This if I win this match, and if I win this game, I will win the match. I will be 3-0 in this event. Traditional draft, of course, ends at 3-0. So this deck is pretty good. I mean, mostly because of the Grim Bounties. It's just so good removal spell, and I have 5 of them. I never needed to even cast the Orcus. Okay, so they have the Eye Tyrant up here. It's gonna be a 3-3. Doesn't do anything in defense. It's only an attack trigger. So a 3-3. I'll just trade with it then. They can double block the Rime Shield Frost Giant. I have an option to Grim Bounty the Miracle thing here, but I actually just rather draw cards with the Investigator. So let's just let them. I guess I'm just killing the land, not the Miracle when they double block the Rime Shield thing here. Because they do have so much mana that they can keep mana up for the activation. But then again, this can... Well, it's too late now. I was... Well, no, it's not too late. By the way, they are not blocking at all. Or at least they didn't activate the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, so... They just... Okay, that's a feign death, right? Well, in that case, I will Grim Bound it. Oh, Rally Maneuver. It can get but +2/+0 and first strike. Alright, that's fair. That is fair. That happens. It dies. They take 4. I will get a card end of their turn. And this only triggers at their turn. They don't get a token now. And they have now an empty hand. So then you need to draw, really need to draw something good. That is not what they needed there. Yeah, they're gonna just attack here with the guy. They can exile something from my graveyard, which is fine. There's nothing in my deck that cares about my graveyard anymore. Because the Mind Sorcerer is the only one. Take 3, get a card, and basically opponent is gonna not have a good time here. Well, I mean, slight flooding here helps them a bit, but only a very, very tiny bit. I'm at 13, I'm not in trouble here at all. So I will use the Evolving Wilds first, thin the deck, and then use the Investigator, I guess. Okay, that's a good route too. It's just my Grim Bounty. And then soon they have to start actually blocking the Frost Giant. They can't just take it forever. And I'm drawing 2 cards a turn here, so... But they do get to continue a few more turns. Oh, that's not enough. That was... it's gonna be tapped. That was a mistake, but I guess it didn't matter at all. in the end. Because it wasn't able to block either. Okay, now I get to choose. And I'm gonna choose the Grim Bounty. Yeah, just kill all the guys and start, you know. Oh, and then I sure. So this one, and it's just gonna be time to get deal 6 here and then just have a lethal attack on the next turn. That means I'm not gonna draw a card now, but the first giant is gonna be lethal now. They have a jump blocker in the land, but that's not really a problem for me if they do that. Okay, so in the last match, opponent mulliganed to 5 the second game, so maybe it wasn't really that even game. But yeah, pretty sweet deck. I didn't need to cast this. Messed up with the mountain, but I actually found out it was the correct decision with all the treasures I get, and no point making the mana worse by putting a basic mountain in the deck. And I got to play the dragon. Yeah, Grim Bounties. Oh, and still, okay, I guess the Reaper's Talisman was also all-star here because I had it in several games and it was, of course, always relevant when I had it. Yep, so that was a draft number, well, whatever draft number it is, but event number 64 of limited Forgotten Realms, and I have currently 268 packs and a bunch of mythic rares from Forgotten Realms. So I mean, if I quickly count this, it's like 7, 10, 15, 23, 28, 31, 38. It's 46 if I'm counted it right. So 46 mythic rares out of 80 because they are 4 times 20, which is 80. So I'm missing 34 mythic rares, right? And in this set, roughly 1 in 7 packs have an upgraded rare upgraded to a mythic rare. But of course, sometimes you get wild cards in the rare slot. So this 268 is anyway, on average, it's going to have like almost 40 mythic rares. And I'm still playing one more draft. Maybe I pick a mythic rare there, and maybe I win some packs. But anyway, no matter how it goes, after the next draft, which will be a premier draft of Forgotten Realms, that will be happening. I mean, the video will be publishing tomorrow, and that will be, or the day after this video did publish, and I will be opening all my packs after that, and I will have the final set completion summary. I have, of course, had very bad success, especially earlier in the draft format. I had very bad, well, maybe not very bad, but let's say a lot worse success than I have usually had. So I'm not getting any free set completion. It will cost me like at least maybe 15,000 gems or so in the end, but it's still fairly cheap for completing a set entirely, so all the cards including mythic rares at 4 copies. And one other thing is that I'm not going to use any wild cards, so all the wild cards I'm going to getting by opening those packs, they are going to be stored in my nice stockpile of wild cards. And yep, but anyway, point is that if you are interested in seeing the pack opening video, that will also publish tomorrow at the same time as the last draft of the set completion series. And after that, like I said already, I will be continue doing drafts until the next set comes in about a month. Thank you for watching and bye bye.